Okay.
Think of all the different things happening in your body right now. You are breathing. Your heart is beating. What else? Have you eaten recently? If so, then you are also digesting. What else? Inside your bones, new blood cells are being produced. The glands of your endocrine system are making hormones. Your eyes are adjusting to light, and your liver and kidneys are filtering out toxins. These are things that you don't have to think about. Your body does them automatically. The autonomic nervous system controls automatic actions. While your body is performing all these important tasks, you might also be talking, taking notes, or raising your hand in class. Does it seem hard to do all these things at once? Well, no, because the autonomic nervous system is still taking care of all the involuntary activities going on in your body. Meanwhile, you are using the somatic nervous system to perform voluntary activities like taking notes or raising your hand. So, how does your body keep all of this happening simultaneously? Thankfully, the nervous system and the endocrine system control most body functions. The nervous system is made up of the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system, or CNS, is the brain and spinal cord, and the PNS, or peripheral nervous system, is composed of the nerves that branch out in every direction from the spinal cord, connecting the parts of the body to the brain. Nerves communicate by passing messages called impulses from one to another in chains that connect the CNS to the PNS. But the nerve cells called neurons don't actually touch each other. There's a small gap between them called a synapse. The nervous system communicates messages throughout the body. These messages provide control over many actions and processes. But the endocrine system is just as important. The glands in the endocrine system produce hormones, which are chemical messages. Some hormones tell the pancreas when to produce insulin. Others tell tissues when to grow and when to stop. The release of hormones is controlled by a process called negative feedback. That's when the body sends information back, telling a gland to do the opposite of what it was doing. So, if a gland is producing a hormone, negative feedback tells it to stop when a certain level has been reached. So, controlling body processes has many elements, but fortunately, we don't have to think about most of them for them to work.
So that was introduction for this chapter, which is talking about controlling the process, mainly two systems, the nervous system and endocrine system. So that's lesson number 5. And let me start with the quiz right now. Let me start another thing here. We'll start with yours.
No, Mister, we are 7A. No, 7.
Okay. And let me take randomly some people here in 7A. I want some people. أستاذ with سلمان محمد موسى العيسى. Salman.
Yes, teacher. Yes.
You will read this one and solve only one of these. Read the first one.
Okay. Teacher, I can't see the screen.
You can't.
You have a problem, Mister. We see the screen.
Salman, you can see the screen till now? يا سلمان. سلمان اختفى. Okay.
Okay, teacher, now I can see the screen.
Okay, read Salman.
Okay. Robert picks up a metal pan lid that was covering a pot of boiling water, and he drops it immediately. Cells in his fingers sent the message that his finger had touched heat. Read each of the phrases that describe cells that send messages to the brain. Drag each phrase into the correct box.
Yes. So he give you a scenario that someone picks something hot and he leave it immediately, cells in his fingers, sent messages as finger and had touched the heat, whatever. So this scenario for touching something hot. Okay. Read each phrases and describe cells that send message to the brain. Drag each part into the correct box. Okay. The first one, Salman. Cell that carries information through the nervous system. What we call it? Dendrite, neuron, or axon?
We call it. Wait.
Eh?
Teacher.
Read the
Is it
question again. Read it again. Read it again.
okay?
Cell.
Cell that carries information through the nervous system.
Yes. Which one of these?
Teacher. I wait. Is it neuron?
Yes, it's a neuron. Yes,
Neuron.
Salman.
Neuron.
It's a neuron. Yes. Thank you, Salman. And Saad Muhammad Saad. Saad Muhammad Saad.
Mr. Shinish, can I answer?
No, I will take one by one. Wait a minute. Saad Muhammad Saad is absent. طيب محمد ياسر. محمد ياسر.
Yes, mister.
Okay, Muhammad. The next one, read it.
Receive information and sends it away from the cell.
Yes, what is it?
The dendrite.
Receive information and send it out away from the cell. Are you sure from that?
Yes.
Send it away. Send it away from the cell.
No, axon.
So axon send it away, okay? Not dendrite. And the last one, let me pick someone to read it. Dawood. Dawood.
Yes.
Read this one.
A branched structure that pick up the information,
Yes.
then draw it.
طيب Dawood, that's the last one. There is nothing if, there is no effort here. I'll ask you a question. Can you tell me the direction of the nerve impulse through the neuron, start from where and ends where? Where it starts and where it ends, and the direction of the impulse, of the nerve impulse. I'll give you scenarios. It will start in somewhere, go through what, then will leave the cell through something. So what is the scenario? What is the scenario for a nerve impulse while it passes through a nerve cell or a neuron? From
Mr.
this one.
from Ahmed Al-Haybi.
Wait, Ahmed, wait.
Mr.
Yes.
After the session, can you send the video now? You're recording
Yes.
the session now. You're recording to Calafera?
Yes, I will. I will. Huh? Yeah, Dawood.
Yes.
Dawood. Can you tell me the scenario where the nerve impulse starts in the cell? What picks the impulse and what is releases it away from the, or send it away from the cell, nervous cell or the neuron? Remember that or not?
No.
No? How did you answer the question then? I think it was here maybe. Let's remember where it is. So, anybody knows? Let me pick someone else. Focus with me, Dawood. Faisal. Faisal,
Yes.
can you tell me the direction of the nerve impulse through neuron starts where and releases or leaves the neuron? In what place exactly? It has a direction. Do you know it, Faisal? When the nerve impulse reaches to the nerve cell, it reaches to what? What picks it up? And what then it will travel from this point or from this thing, part of the cell to another parts until it will leave the cell, nerve cell. Can you tell me that direction? Khalid Abdullah Al-Isa. Khalid Abdullah Al-Isa. Khalid. Okay. Muhammad Salim. Muhammad Abdullah Salim Al-Abboud.
Yes, Mister.
Muhammad, can you tell me the direction?
Yes.
Where is the direction? What is the direction? What's the direction? You will find the direction here, guys. The direction is written here. One picks up and one releases. طيب, Muhammad Abdullah Salim didn't answer me. Let's go for Abdullah Nasser Al-Milham. Abdullah Nasser, Abdullah Al-Milham. Abdullah Nasser.
Mister, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Can you tell me the direction, Abdullah? What picks up the information? The nice thing, nerve impulse, and what releases it?
Mister, I'm having a problem that I don't see the screen, so wait for me, okay?
So you will be waited here. You will be here on the wait list. Laith.
Yeah, Amir.
Laith, can you tell me the direction for nerve impulse? If we have a nerve cell, where is the cell will start and where it will end?
I think start and axon.
What will pick it and what will leave and where it will leave the cell?
Who leaves it in the. There is. I forgot that word.
It will start
Here. Maybe.
here.
Yeah, then right. Then the
And
right. That's it.
yes, it will start a bit. The
picks
right
up.
will pick. So the right will pick
Yeah.
it up, and where it will be released? What will release it? It will go in what direction?
Axon.
Yeah.
Away.
So it will try. It will. The dendrite will pick it up, go to the cell body, then axon, then it will release. Yes.
Send it.
Yes, the axon will release it or send it away. Thank you, Lais. Abdullah Abdurrahman Al-Milham. Abdullah Abdurrahman Al-Milham. Sorry, Abdurrahman Abdullah Al-Milham. Abdurrahman. Abdullah Nasr Abdullah Al-Milham. You still have a problem? طيب. You still have a problem, huh? Turki Dahilan. Turki Dahilan.
Yes, Mr.
Turki, answer this question, Turki.
The message is carried in the nerve impulse.
Read the scenario.
Rupert picks up a metal pan lid that was covering a pot of boiling water, and he dropped it. immediately. Cells in his fingers sent the message that his finger had touched heat. The message carried in the nerve impulse, which is transmitted to nearby cells.
Nearby.
Nearby cells. What is the space where one neuron can transmit the impulse to another neuron called?
The message carried is the nerve impulse, which is transmitted to the nearby cells. What is the space? There is a space where one neuron can transmit the impulse to another neuron. So he's asking about the space between two neurons. What we call it? What we call that space, Abdullah Dahina? The space between two neurons.
Mr. Tainashmi, can I answer?
Abdurrahman, if you didn't know, you can answer to him, but if Abdurrahman will know it. You have, read the choices, Abdurrahman. Read the choice. Peripheral, stimuli, synapse, signal.
He is Turkey.
Synapse.
Man.
Huh?
He's Turkey.
Synapse.
Nobody talk while somebody else is talking, guys. Say it again, Abdurrahman, Abdullah.
Synapse.
Synapse, bravo عليك. It's synapse. The space between two neurons is called what? Synapse.
Mr. He is Turkey, Mr. Not Abdullah.
Turkey Dahilan. Okay, I'm sorry. Tamim al-Nashmi.
Mr. Can you go back 1 minute?
Picks up a metal pan lid that was covering a pot of boiling water. Yes.
Read, continue reading, yes.
Boiling water, and he drops it immediately. Cells in his finger send the message that his finger touched heat. The response is automatic and occurs without conscious thought. Was this an response an example of? Reflex.
Yes, bravo. This is called reflex. When you touch something and without wearing something very hot, you will leave it immediately without thinking through a process called reflex, which is controlled by the spinal cord. So let's pick another one. Man al-Bishri. Man,
Yes, teacher.
read this question, man.
Rosa hit her elbow on a cabinet and felt a tingling in her arm. The tingling settled down after a few minutes. She knew she had hit a nerve, so she looked at a diagram to see where the nerves were located. She also looked at the major parts of the nervous system. Identify the 3 parts of the diagram of the nervous system.
I want you to tell me the first one only. What's this one? Is it peripheral nerves or spinal cord or brain? This one, what we call it? Man, this one is what?
The first one, the brain.
Yes. The first box on the top of the brain. And what is the second one? It's easy. What's the second one?
The spinal cord.
So, and what's the third one here?
The peripheral nerves.
Peripheral nerves. Peripheral nerves. Thank you, man. So go for the next question. Ibrahim Rabia.
Yes, Mister, I'm here.
Okay, read this question.
Okay, mostly yes. Each spinal nerve has axons of sensory and motor neurons. The peripheral nervous system has 43 nerves and connect the central nervous system to the rest of the body. Drag the words to complete the sentence. The controls actions such as testing and kicking ball while the spinal cord.
No. Read. While space controls the action of
Yeah.
the digestion and the rate of breathing. So we want to complete this space and this space of these.
Okay, the first one is the spinal cord, Mister.
So you want to use spinal cord controls actions such as texting and the kicking ball. You need that. You need to put that like this. Are you sure?
Yes, I think. I'm not sure at all, but I'm thinking.
And what is
And
the other one?
the spinal cord controls actions such as texting, while the controls actions such as the somatic nervous system. The second.
So somatic. You want somatic here.
Yes.
Are you
No,
sure from that?
no, autonom. No. It's somatic mistake.
Read them again and read. Try to answer them again. Read it. The space such as texting and the kicking a ball.
Yes.
And what controls actions such as digestion and rate of breathing? Rate of breathing. So what is here and what is here?
Can I think, mister?
Yes, you can think.
The first one is autonomic nervous system. The second one somatic.
The first one autonomic.
Yes.
The second one is somatic.
Yes.
طيب, let me see someone else who is agreeing with you or not. علي متى بالقناص. علي متى بالقناص. علي متى, is this right?
Yes.
Autonomic nervous system controls the texting and the kicking ball, and the somatic controls the actions such as digestion and the breathing. Are you sure?
Can I answer?
Wait.
No, the somatic nervous system controls actions such as texting or kicking a ball.
And what's here?
The autonomic.
Yes. So that's right. Ibrahim, you have to see that this is controlled action. Texting, something
Yes.
that you control it. So it's
Yeah.
somatic.
I
And
only.
this, you don't control it. It's autonomic. So I want someone to answer this question. Describe nervous system or endocrine system. Ahmed Latabi. Ahmed,
Yes, Mr.
read this question.
Describe the endocrine system and its function. Include at least 3 examples of the organs in the system and why and what they control.
So you have to define what is the endocrine system, number one, and include 3 examples of the organs in the system and what they control. So tell me, what is endocrine system, Ahmed Latabi? Do you know what is endocrine system? What if someone asks you, what does it mean, endocrine system? What would you say? What would you answer? What would Ahmed? Ahmed Latabi. Ahmed Abdelrazak. Ahmed Abdelrazak.
Yes, teacher.
Can you answer this question, Ahmed? Describe the
Okay.
endocrine system
Describe the
and
endocrine system and its function. Include at least 3 examples of the organ in the system and what they control.
yes.
So teacher, I said the meaning of what is the endocrine system?
What's the endocrine system? That's the question. And
The
what you are
endocrine
describing
system
it,
is
describe three organs.
the chemical messenger that system that feedback loops of the hormones.
Its endocrine system is a controlling system that controls many of our functions in our body. That's the definition. And it consists of a group of glands. Okay, one of these glands you can mention the pituitary gland. You can mention thyroxine gland. Okay, and you can mention three different types of glands. So in this question, you have to mention that endocrine system is a controlling system that controls many functions in our body through chemical messages. Okay, that's sent to the bloodstream directly or sent to the bloodstream through ducts. This is the definition of the endocrine system. And it includes or consists of many glands. You have to mention three of this. In this question, he asks you to mention three and their function. You can mention pancreas as a gland. You can mention pituitary gland. This is a master gland. You can mention thyroid gland. You can mention adrenal gland. Okay, so you have to mention three glands and their function, what they produce or what they control. For example, pituitary gland is called the master gland that controls many other the other glands of the endocrine system, and it produces TSH, the hormone that controls thyroxine hormone in the blood. And you can mention the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland produces thyroxine gland. This is another one. You can mention pancreas. Pancreas that produces insulin, which controls the sugar, the levels of blood sugar, You can mention adrenal gland. Adrenal gland, which produces adrenaline, that controls or prepare the body for difficult situations or to prepare for fight or flight strategy. So you have to mention three examples of organs and each function of each one of them. So that's very good, very important question to analyze it or answer it, because it summarizes your understanding about the endocrine system. So we have finished.
هذا problem with the connection.
Okay, Ahmed, no problem. We have finished this lesson. We have right now 15 minutes, so we can go to the second quiz of topic lesson 4. We will go through this quickly because we take it before.
For the quiz tomorrow.
Lesson 5 and lesson 4, topic 2. Endocrine system and managing materials.
Something that we can study?
There is what?
Papers or sheets.
No, the book and the revision sheet that I'm giving to you right now.
So we'll study lesson 5 and lesson 4.
Yes, 5 and 4. Ahmed?
Yes,
unit 2, yes. Topic 2, unit 2. Ahmed, read this question.
Okay. Lucy learns the lymphatic system is part of the circulatory system. She wants to learn more about it and reads carefully about the parts it plays in circulation. That is the role of lymph nodes in the lymphatic system.
Lymph nodes, not nodes. Lymph nodes in lymphatic system. Yes. Read the choices and pick one from them. Pick up one.
They are found in the plasma and help fight of bacteria and other harmful microorganisms. They filter plasma and return it back to the blood stream. They filter lymph by trapping harmful bacteria and other microorganisms in the fluid. They transfer lymph to where it's needed in the body.
Yes.
Just let me think 30 seconds.
Yes, you have. Go ahead.
I think Mr. D.
They transport lymph to where it needed in the body.
I think, yeah.
No, this is not the right answer. Wait, bear with us. Abdullah Al-Husseini, Abdullah Khalid Al-Husseini.
Yes, Mr.
What is the right answer for this question, Abdullah?
Lucky lymph.
You didn't read it? It was not with us?
No, no. Wait. I read it.
Read it again. Okay, no,
Yeah.
no problem. Read it again.
Luckily, the limbic system as part of the circulatory system. She wants to learn about it and read more carefully about the parts play in circulation with living system. They filter lymph by trapping. See?
Read it.
They filter lymph by trapping harmful bacteria of the microcephaly.
Today, why you are going down like this? Read it.
The filter lymph by trapping harmful bacteria and other microorganisms in the food.
Microorganisms in the fluid. Microorganisms in the fluid. Yes. So this is the right answer. Thank you. So let's pick another one for the next question. Abdulaziz Badr Nasser.
Sir, can you go back? Just wait.
What do you want?
I want to see something.
That's it. It's in the recording. You can see it in the recording.
Okay, thank you.
Abdulaziz Badr Nasser, you're welcome. Abdulaziz. Abdulaziz. Absent. Okay. So who didn't participate? Abdullah Nasser Al-Milh. Abdullah Nasser, did you solve your problems? Technical problems? Abdullah Nasser. Abdullah Nasser Al-Milham. Alhamdulillah. Let me start all over again.
Mr.
Yes.
Lazif is not absent. There is a problem on his mic.
Say that. But later we can see this. I will start again with Salman Muhammad Musa Al-Isa. Salman Saad Muhammad Saad, still absent. Muhammad Yasser. Oh, they answered the question and leave?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, Muhammad Yasser. Salman was here and he left the session. Okay. Read this question. Muhammad Yasser.
Yes, Mr.
Read the question.
Okay. After a long soccer practice, Jack felt his pulse increase. As he cooled down, his pulse began to slow. Since he'd been studying the circulatory system in science class. He knew why his pulse slowed. What is the main structure of the circulatory system that makes the blood move through the body?
What is the main structure of the circulatory system that makes the blood moves through the body?
C.
C. برافو عليك. Heart. Okay. محمد عبد الله سالم العبود. محمد عبد الله سالم.
Yes, Mister.
Okay, Muhammad Abdullah, read this question.
Jack know that the blood vessels carry oxygen to the body and pick up carbon dioxide. Drag the complete the sentence.
Yes.
Blood vessels carry away from the heart while
Space carry the blood away from the heart, while space carry blood back to the heart.
the first one, blood vessels,
You want to put blood vessels here. And what's here?
veins.
Veins. Veins carry blood back to the heart. So, veins carry blood back to the heart. What carries blood away from the heart? Blood vessels or capillaries or arteries?
Capillaries.
No, it's not capillaries and not also blood vessels.
Arteries.
Yes, arteries. Arteries is the opposite of veins. Veins carry
Okay.
blood back to the heart. Arteries carry blood away from the heart. Okay. So let's start with this rearrangement. Man.
Yes,
Man.
teacher.
I want you to read this question and answer it.
Okay. Order the phrases correctly to show the path of blood flow in the circulatory system. Start with the blood traveling from the lungs.
Yes.
Uh, uh, ca- uh,
Blood traveling from the lungs.
okay. Blood travels from the lungs to the left atrium.
Number one. Yes. What's number two?
Moves. No, wait. Blood. I mean, carries oxygen and nutrients to the body cells.
Carry
Returns.
oxygen, and this is number two. Carries oxygen and it
Yes.
returns body cells. Yes. What is number three?
Returns to the right atrium.
Number three. Yes, it's in the place.
Moves to right ventricle and to lung. No, oh, wait. Blood picks up wastes such as carbon dioxide. Moves to right ventricle and to lungs.
So
lungs.
no. Start again. This is number one.
Yes.
Blood travels from
Blood.
the lung to the left atrium
Yes.
and carries oxygen. Blood carries oxygen and nutrients to the body cells.
Yes.
And what is number three? Return to the right atrium or one of these?
No, return to the right atrium.
Return to the right atrium. And what after return? Moves to the right ventricle?
No. Blood picks up wastes and such as carbon dioxide.
After returning to the right atrium, returning means it reaches the blood, the heart. How it will pick waste and waste product and the carbon dioxide. It already reached the heart.
I forgot. I thought that it will pick up the waste products inside the heart and then go to the lungs.
So
okay,
arrange them again from the beginning. Tell me from the beginning.
Blood travels from the lungs to the left atrium through, carries oxygen and nutrients to the blood cells through blood picks up such as carbon dioxide, returns to the right atrium, moves to the right ventricle and to lungs.
Yes, that's it. So this is the right sequence. Number one, the blood travels from the lungs to the left atrium. Left atrium to left ventricle through aorta to all body cells. It will carry oxygen and nutrients to all body cells. Through doing this, after delivering oxygen and the nutrients, it will pick up at the same time, pick up waste products such as carbon dioxide and other waste products. Then it will return to the right to the right atrium. From the right atrium, it will move to the right ventricle and again to the lungs through pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. That's the right sequence. Khalid Al-Isa, absent. Ibrahim Rabia. Ibrahim,
Yes, mister.
read this question, Ibrahim.
Juliet has asthma and regularly uses
Wait. This is long one where you can't answer it. Read this one and answer it. That's easier.
David's father is on dialysis because
Is on dialysis.
his own dialysis because his kidneys has failed. He has to go regularly to his to have his blood filtered. Choose the word to finish the sentences. The kidneys are composed of yes, okay.
That filter blood and remove what?
That filter blood cells, mister.
No, we want this one. Choose from the blood cells. Kidney composed of blood cells that filter blood cells will filter blood, or
No.
water and urea, or proteins, or nephrons.
Filter the blood nephrons.
So, kidney consists of nephrons, millions of nephrons, that filter the blood and remove what?
And
Sweat.
remove yes waste.
Sweat, blood wastes or nephrons wastes,
Yes.
and the needed material. It remove both of them.
Yeah.
And the needed material from the blood before returning the needed materials and moving to the excrete the urine. So this is the function of what? Of the nephron. Thank you guys for listening, and inshallah you will have tomorrow quiz on these two lessons. See you tomorrow inshallah. Any question before I leave?